Hello and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded stream on the Handelabra Games. I would say the weekly Sentinels the Multiverse stream, except once again I'm doing one deck dungeon. Last week I was off because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but I was helping out another letdown with a special Thanksgiving leftovers stream, and if you entirely missed it, it is a special 7-hour stream that you need to check out. Was it 7? It was 7 hours. And yeah, you should totally check it out. It was, I don't even know how else to put it. But I'm back this week. I'm going to continue One Deck Dungeon. I probably will not spend the full 2 hours or so on it. I'll do at least one game, maybe two. First game goes terribly, or I'm just not satisfied by it, or for whatever reason. We'll start with One Deck Dungeon. Then we'll move on to Sentinels of the Multiverse if I pursue it. And okay. Here a bit more. Okay, so where am I? Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible. So any comments or activity, darn, I saw the chat message and I forgot where I am. So any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Dolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube, it's just Dolphin, no digit. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam. One Deck Dungeon is currently available. I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. One Deck Dungeon is currently available for iOS and also via the analog cardboard and ink and dice, physical dice, yes, through Asmadi Games. And you can get the game and more info at OneDeckDungeonDigital.com, maybe? I do not have any text here to help me out. I'm just kind of winging it. I'm sure there's a site for One Deck Dungeon somewhere on the Handelabra site. It might just be OneDeckDungeon.com. Probably not, because that would probably link to the Asmadi Games version. OneDeckDungeonDigital.com, maybe? Who knows? There's a link somewhere. Anyway, we're here playing One Deck Dungeon. I have played it quite a bit more since last time, so I'm a little more familiar with the rules and regulations. In fact, you can see that I have some progression here on various heroes. And actually all of the base 5 heroes have progression, but I've also dabbled into other things. I think these last 5 are the Forest of Shadows expansion, the Kalyana Fanatic, and Witch are mini expansions, I guess. If I recall. I'm not 100% sure, but I guess that's released. Yeah, so these would probably be all Forest of Shadows right there. So yeah, I have done some progression here. I've basically focused on getting the first basic progression as well as healing. All of these sound pretty good. I haven't really scrolled down to these so much because I know that these 3 were the original 3, and I'm kind of trying to stick with the original game, see how it originally played out. But as we can see, we have some basic and healing and some extra dots here. I've only really focused on difficulty 1 dungeons. I did dabble into a difficulty 2 with the archer, but I think winning because I only 4 dots, or check marks, I believe is what they are called. I guess I did it with the rogue as well. I don't know what I did. I've played this game several times. I've tried the higher difficulty ones. I don't know. I've gotten mixed feelings about it all. But hey, John, One Deck Dolphin indeed. But I think for today, I'll play a 2-hero one. I did a 1-hero one last week. I guess I'll dabble into a difficulty 2. Despite what I just said about having So, missing numbers here, Seamus is here, Licky is here, Migrant P is here. So, are there any suggestions on what combination of 2 heroes and dungeon work well together? Still working away through the VOD from Sunday. Probably shouldn't take all 7 hours in one sitting. Fine. That said, I would say like the middle to the 30 minutes before mark are kind of the more gear grinding part of it, because definitely at a rhythm at that point. Cards underneath Omni Cannon that we want. I've also tried dabbling with various difficulties. I feel like I want to eventually be comfortable enough with Veteran, because it feels like that's how the game should be played, not with a silly start at experience level 2 and an additional potion. But then every time I do that, I kind of... Osuk points out that 2 heroes can be much easier. It can be. It also comes with its own... And I can't really see it unless I select heroes, I guess. But like, everyone loses 1 die from each guild. They lose some amount of HP. Their heroic feat changes, and their skill turns into a more team-based, which is cool, definitely. How does Paladin look? Paladin looks like this, unless you're saying how does she look in a hero match, which we'll just select heroes first. And heroic feat or a die here. Port aura, your partner may re-roll any or all of their 1. I think this was one of the first that I started a 2-player match with, or a 2-hero match with, because I realized I kind of want to give as many dice to my partner, because if they roll any 1s, I can re-roll them. Not necessarily good. There's a vote for Paladin and Rogue. Have the same support aura? Oh, but support aura works in encounters and boss fight, but Rogue's Dungeoneering only works on whatever the forgot already. Challenges? Not challenge. But there's a vote for Paladin and Rogue. All right, so I'm just gonna look. Sapling Swarm, add time to consequences if any challenge box has more than 3 dice. Okay, so that I want to pile up as many dice on the turn as possible. And Cursed Fox, subtract 1 poison roll. The balance of sword. Physical, what's that word again? Physical, mana. Not mana, agility, mana. Strength. And the corrupted tree, add poison to consequences if all skull boxes are covered. But if you don't cover a skull box, you take 2 damage anyway, so it's not really any better. I'm not necessarily trying Forest the Shadows, I'm just playing with 2 heroes, and I've opened it up to the chat as to some suggestions. But yeah, we have 3 agility, 1 mana. We have 2 strength, 2 mana. So 2 strength, 3 agility, 3 mana. Twitter has posted, by Twitter I mean Migrant P, has posted a dolphin pic. The Dolphin Express! Woo! I opened this up on my phone because I don't want to have to. The Dolphin. Alright, let's see. Realm of Venom. Spend time at the start of the turn if any hero has poison. Exile 2 poison from the supply when entering this. Is that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing? It sounds like a good thing. Or no, oh no, never mind. If you take poison but you're full on damage, you take, or if you take poison but you're full on poison, you take damage, I'm sure is the rule. Not a good thing. At the end of each round, exile 1 poison from this. Lots of agility on here. And a 15. I'm fine with the balance of all 3 die. I just want to try to pick one that has a balance of all. 4 placing damage. Remove 1 damage from Hydra for each covered skull. Sticky surroundings. Spend 1 extra time at the start of each turn. I'm gonna go with Hydra's Reef. And it sounds like it's a base game, so in fact I can tell because of this. So since it's standard, the healing is what's standard, but we could also change it to a cure 1. Raise 2 dice by 1 each, where you roll to resist poison. Obviously don't pick that one. Choose a value, re-roll all your dice of that value. Discard the encounter card, ignore all consequences. The nice thing about having cure and aid, or cure and whatever, healing potion will auto tick off if someone dies, the other ones won't. Yeah, it does provide more potent healing. Yeah, we'll just stick with it. It's base game, and that's not what. Excuse me. All right, so then I guess the other thing to consider is the extra ability here. Force Bolt, gain a strength or an agility of a fixed number. Increase another of your dice by this die's value. Gain a 4 of any type. Increase 1 of your dice by 1. 3. If choosing a peril option, cost more than time, reduce it to time. Reduce the difficulty of each field box by 1. You roll up to 3 of your dice. The precision is great on Rogue because she has a lot of agility. Go figure. Paladin has 2 strength. Three strikes seem like double strike would just give me 2 3s, but I find frequently it's not the number, like the value or the sum of the dice that matters, but the highest number, so. I'm gonna go with true. True strike and precision, and Paladin has healing. For start each game with an extra potion. There we go. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. It has gone. All right. So we're spending an extra time at the start of each turn, which means faster movement. Basically, start of turn has 3 time instead of 2. And we're starting with the Phantom. Gives me a heroic die with Paladin. 4 5 ability. Kind of scared of this guy though, because all 1s and 3s get discarded, so this 3 doesn't even. I mean, it's a 3. It's technically 4, so I think I need. But hey, Janagro, how are you doing? With the heroics I've got, I can take it. The problem is they're all third thing. Bear traps. So. Well, I also do have Daring Gamble here, which I used a lot last time. But I also got a lot of 1s. This gives me a mana. This gives me a potion. That gives me mana. So I think I'm gonna enter. Definitely. Do I want to spend time to lower the number? Well, we have 3 mana. We have a heroic die. We have potentially Daring Gamble. I don't want to Valiant because I don't need it. I don't think, but I do need to get up to 5 to avoid. I think I have 4 dice currently. I think I'm going to run through, but I'm going to use the heroic feat. By heroic feat, I mean rogues. Heroic feat. I'm not going to use paladins because this is a whatchamacallit. I need to remember what this is called. It's a peril. It's a peril, so because I have dungeoneering, I'm going to have paladin roll. Especially because she has no agility. On the other hand, she rolled a 6. Oh, that's 6. So I can't up it. But I did that. All right. I don't think I want the potion because I want to get items. And I already have 3 potions, like 3 potion tokens right now. So I'm going to take the item and I'm going to give that to Rogue. And it does not help me with Phantom. The Valiant die isn't something to keep around because you never know when a 4 experience card will come up. Certainly, it's not necessarily one to store per se, but I do kind of want to keep it for Phantom. Or whatever that guy was. Many boxes are empty, spend 2 time, but we have to get a 5 in strength. Your strike will not help with. Get a 5 with agility. Obviously 2 and 4 with mana. I think I will use the paladin here. Oh, great. Fantastic. Wonderful. I can at least use True Strike, or use that for True Strike, so it's not too bad. I always want to take this game. If I lose, though, I lose 3 time. And time is valuable. But if I can't cover a box, I lose 2 time, and the one I'm most likely to not cover is the 6 sword, which is 2 times. So all right, we did it. This is a what's the word again? In combat. I'm trying to remember these words. It's a combat, so support aura does trigger. So Rogue will roll for the 5s there. Get a 5 and a 6. But we certainly don't have a nice 6 for the strength. Can cover that 2. We can cover the 4, so we can put dice everywhere else. We can cover the 3, and we can cover the 5. So there's a free agility 6. Oh, there is a precision here. Increase another of your dice by this dice value. So I guess I could put that precision there to up the thingy, up the heroic die. So can we cover everything? I think so, because it looks like that. So good. Perfect. So again, there's the potion. Invisibility is nice. It would actually let me beat the other guy without. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Phantom, because him. He seems hard. That Steady Hands gives me a free peril heroic die, which is actually pretty strong early, considering peril options limit dice to just The items, of course, useful overall, but I think I want Steady Hand. This is early. And Dungeoneering is for Peril, so I'm going to give that to Paladin. This is a card where there are no bad choices. All the options are good, unless it's the literal last encounter. Can't use Dungeoneering. See, it has the no skull symbol. Frost. Before the encounter, spend 3 time. Kind of inclined to use invisibility again. Because invisibility costs 2 time. And I don't have to worry about rolling, but then I'd have to spend a potion. So do I want to do that? This gives me an agility, heart, or flurry, which gives me 2 agility and a strength for strength. Or the fork. Maxed out an item. If I fight this straight up, I spend 3 time. Then I have to somehow cover the 11 with strength, which certainly get enough heroic die for that. I think I'm just gonna invisibility again. Time's important. All right. I want to give the rogue more hearts because of the daring gamble. And well, I guess that gives her more agility, which helps with precision. I don't really like skills that involve rolling dice, because it doesn't necessarily mean I'll get good. Instead, I'm going to take an item that lets me roll more dice. Great. We got another set of doors here. Get the force wall. Crushing Fist. Basically, Crushing Fist makes me ignore strength items. I think I definitely want to do this. Someone's gonna point out that I just revealed a 4 and I did not get that die because I'm maxed out on dice, but I want this. I think get it. Alright, that covers that 5. If I need to do the gamble, we have 4 mana and a heroic die plus steady hand. Like 6 dice. I have to get like a 2.3 average on, so I'm gonna but we will give this steady Dungeoneering, so this has to be on Paladin. So I have to roll at least a 3. Alright, did it. These skills. We want this, and currently both people can take it, but Paladin has more potential mana, plus she has, which can give her a 4 mana, which the 4 mana plus these 2 from some other source would then let Crushing Fist activate, which gives 2 6 strengths, which makes up for the True Strike cost. Does the Hydra need a lot of strength? Yes. She needs 32 strength. She, he, they. So yeah, so getting as much strength as possible, certainly the focus, but we also have to, it's the ability to get 6 mana and agility consistently. Face a lot of rogue does provide. All right, so Bit of spikes. I think this is the same situation as last time. I could just do the jump over one. We should be able to get it. Skills. Spend a strength. Get a 6 that we can only cover a which there are no shields on Hydra. So skills not useful for Hydra, but it certainly can be used on how you're kind of still cramped on. This gives me a mana that I can throw to Paladin, which can help with Crushing Fit. Jump over. I'm gonna take the Daring Gamble. Paladin can't provide the die. Get a 5, great. Throw this to Paladin. He has only the 1 die, and it is a 1. Here we have good dice. Good rolls. Activate this. Oh, this is re-roll any or all of their ones. I thought it was experience do anything. Yes, it does. I haven't been focusing on the experience as much because I like getting items and skills first. If you get to 8 experience points, you level up. Leveling up gives you an additional potion, and it ups the number of items and skills, and depending on your difficulty, if you're starting on level 1 you're starting at level 1 by chance again. It also grants you an additional heroic die. Now I'm on novice difficulty, which means I actually start at level 2. So when I level up, I don't gain a heroic die, but I do let my characters equip 1 more item and 1 more skill, plus I get a free potion token. And that doesn't seem too useful immediately because, like, I mean, I can equip more items and skills, but if I wasn't equipping items and skills, then why am I leveling up? Certainly getting to level 4 is nice because I get a potion token and I can equip yet another item and skill, but I do get a second heroic die at that point. And heroic dice are very useful since they cover any square. I haven't been explaining the rules as much, or at least I haven't been too obliged to explain the rules because I've been learning the game. I learned the game last time. Now I'm not explaining it myself as well, but there are 4 main dice in the game. There's strength dice, agility dice, mana dice, and heroic dice. And heroic dice can cover any square, but strength, mana, and ability can. So when we do a peril encounter, we only roll the color die that pertains to the kind of peril we chose, like in this agility, so we only rolled agility dice, plus the heroic die that we are getting our level. Oh, I forgot we also had stat. It's flashing at me, but yes, this will give it to Paladin. Paladin has 1 item, Rogue has 2 items, and Paladin has 2 skills, Rogue has 0 skill. The default skill and the basic skill does not. Skeleton. Have to get some high numbers here, but we do have Crushing Fist now, so we can do this more easily. To properly cover Crushing Fist, but I think I'm willing to do Rock Feet. Did not roll a 1. Support aura benefits Rogue. Ability roll. Good mana roll. Alright, well, mana isn't good for anything after covering the boxes. Every other agility or every other mana is left. It is important to note that the dice that pertain to one hero cannot be used for the other hero. So I cannot have like Rogue donate this 5 died to Crushing Fist because it is Paladins. But I don't need this 6 necessarily, but just in case I'm going to convert for a heroic die, which another rule is that I can convert any 2 dice to a heroic die, which will take on the value of the... Oh yeah, there's no reason. I'm used to trying to map out my play before I commit. Alright, now we are terrible with strength, but I can certainly throw 1 here freely to get a 4. I could throw this 6 here and I would get 2 free strength 6s. I could throw this 3 here and that covers that. I think I don't need that. Covers that. Important thing. Got that 6 there, and then the 3 I can easily cover. So this gives me a strength item or a potion. Potion meaning re-roll all your 1s and 2. Roll a heroic die, which can be used on the boss, can be used on any encounter. We have Crushing Fist, which is excellent, but we might also want to get some backup strength die, considering that against Hydra I do need. This would have to go to Paladin unless I want to convert something. I'll have Paladin too. So I can stay on this floor safely as long as I don't spend any more time. If I get to 3 hearts here, because the deck's now empty, whenever I spend time, a heart or a damage token gets placed on here. When it gets to 3, one of the heroes takes damage on the floor. And look at this door. I can't explore anymore, but I can at least open this door. It is a bandit. Making a heroic die uses 3 dice, not 2 for this fight. Both heroes are at their item limit, but the skill here can increase up to 4 of your dice by 1 each. We have no use for mana in this fight, so we should be able to pull this off pretty. You can easily Crushing Fist to get 2 6s, 2 strike 6s, which cover strength boxes. The agility we certainly have to worry a little more about, but we do have true. Have 3 extras. Leave is probably worth swapping in. I could also give it to Rogue. There's only Rogues though. So if I give it to Rogue, I can't increase on Paladin. The Rogue has no strength, but she can put a heroic on it or like 2 agility to turn into a... Yeah, she doesn't currently have strength, but she could later. Well, I'm definitely entering the reason not to. Daring Gamble, if it fails, is going to be really costly because that's going to be 2 parts of damage. Yep, I think. Give this to Rogue, or in fact I will. I can only, so I guess I misinterpreted this, but I can only re-roll a 1, not increase a die by 1. That's bad loot. Okay. So, have a mana 6. Strength are covered. We have a lot of overkilling here with the agility, but I do have to cover that. But we do have... Well, okay, I can do that. Less overkill. In fact, I can perfectly cover it, and I'm done. Okay. So, yeah, Crushing Fist is definitely staying because that is too useful. Steady Hands... Debatable. I do kind of want to keep it for a little longer, though, because it makes peril encounters, like, much easier. I know that Rogue does not have strength dice. It does have heroic dice. Certainly don't want to have to burn a heroic 6 in a travesty. The bishop says, swap steady hands with cleave. Is there anyone else who supports this motion? Steady hands, I mean, I guess I don't need it. It is a 4, so give me 4 experience. Burning 2 dice to get 4 plus 1s is a bad trade. That is actually very... Alright, I'll give it to Paladin. There is no reason to stay on this floor. In fact, I can't even stay on the floor. Now we are on the 2nd level. So now all... encounters? Nope, that's not the word. All combat encounters, I guess. Requires a 5 strength and a 5 agility. All peril ones now have a 3 shield that matches the type of peril. Older 4, so Paladin gets 1. Valor. Ooh. Definitely worth it. A free heroic die that can be used on the boss. Or an extra mana and heart. But no, I think that skill's good. I'm gonna run past it. Roll that down. 4. I don't think I need a daring gamble still, even though... Well, let's see. We have 4 agility and a heroic die. That's 5. We still have to roll a 5, but I have to cover the 3 first. But if I can cover the 5, then I will have 4 dice left over that has to total 14. It's gonna have to be an average of slightly more than 3, which is the average dice roll. But definitely playing it safe would probably... And I get a 5, perfect. Alright. So now... our hope is to roll 14 with the remaining dice. Okay. 5... Oh, that first... smaller number than that, and then that, and that. I didn't even need the gamma. Maybe. We are going to take that skill. I'm going to give it to Pat. Because I don't want to take Crushing Fist or Cleave. Now, the Reef. Drain kind of bites. Convert 1 item to... I could convert the agility die to get level up. Or I can convert the mana and then later convert a 2 to level. Skill, spend 3 mana to roll 2 agility. Does he like the dice one? Or the ones that roll dice, because Doesn't mean you're gonna roll a good number necessarily. We do have a lot of mana dice. We have Crushing Fist. So I could use invisibility to enter. And this is a gamble, but I'm gonna discard 4. I assume that happens afterwards, considering that I haven't done anything. So. We'll roll a 5 there. Good. Oh, increase another of your die. Kind of want to make sure I can cover like. We kind of don't even need Crushing Fit, although we probably still will. It does not want to get fixed. There we go. Oh boy, it just wanted to stay on its edge. All right, let's roll Valor because we can. All right. Let's re-roll all of our 2s. Or all of our 1s. Sick, man. A 5 and a 6. That was almost the most perfect one. Well, that covers... Well, first I have to cover... Oh. I need Crushing Fit. Out. Because now all of the things there are those 5s, that 3, that 5, that 3. But there's a 3 there I can cover with that 5. And then this 6 can give me a heroic 6, and I can cover that 3. There's also precision, correct? Paladins at their item limit, paladins at their skill limit. And mana's not too good for rogue right now. Give rogue. All right, there's the level up. Looks like we're really comfortable with dice. The rune puzzle. So, ability. Everyone's. Or it gives me persistence, then 2 strength, roll a strength and a heroic. Ideally, lowest strengths, roll something better, but worried about that. If I decipher it, it's trivial, but I spend 2. If I destroy it, it's not need. If I do the daring gamble, that's 4 dice. Assuming I can cover the 5 and the 3, I have remaining dice. I have to average. And I misspoke earlier when I said the average roll 5 it is, but I'm assuming that 5 and the 3, which kind of lowers average. Safe route we did. I do have dungeoneering in case I roll 1. If I roll 1s, that means that I had a terrible roll, which I don't want. I think I'll decipher. How am I liking the game? I liked it. We now have 6 dice. If I can't roll a 5 across 6 dice, I'll be sad. That said, I'm gonna then roll 1s and 2s, and I can't cover the 3. Actually, I'm gonna roll all 2s, which will greatly suck because I can't even use Dungeoneering. Got 2 6s. In fact, this roll doesn't matter at all. All right. I don't. Oh no, we're now at 3 items and 3 skills. When am I leveled up? I mean, the only person that could benefit from persistence, Paladin. But how much do I need agility? I need some amount. We do have precision. I guess I'll give agility to. Ooh, we have a slime. Looping. Spend time for each one rolled. Get a potion that can change any 2 of my non-heroic dice to be. Or we get Lord Heart. Strength die heart, I guess. Because it's a literal sword. I'm gonna enter. This increases the chances of me getting a 1. I don't think I need to do this. I think we're good on dice. Famous last word. In fact, I have Valors. There's 1 1. Again, I got 2 6s. No 1. And this on True Strike to get a 4 of any value. Risk to Valor is if a die is re-rolled, the effect of split could happen again. Yeah, so I'm going to avoid using Valor. But I don't need to use Daring Gamble if I just need 1 more die, because I can just roll Valor if I can do after the fact. That 5 is covered, that 3 covered, that third, that 5 is covered. 4, that. Actually, I don't need to use it. That roll was so good. I have not maxed any characters yet. I'm actually working on leveling them. Support aura. Oh, yeah, sure. Alright. I can give this to Paladin for extra strength things, so I could perhaps use Cleave more. But the potion seems pretty good. I can use it on the boss. Get free. Fnatic is in this game, yeah. I've yet to take any, which is cool. Well, I guess I technically already explored. Let's go enter this door. Haven. Given agility, but rogue's maxed out. Paladin is Flame Weave, which would turn a 2 mana into a or not necessarily 2 mana, but a 1 and 1 mana. Heroic 1 mana into 5 mana. Which can certainly help with the encounter with combat. Here. But I don't really need too much mana on the flip side, and Flame Weave doesn't help with getting a 6 unless I then use Cleave, which I guess is something. Yes, I do have Kaliana. Fairy is best for grinding because of the... Oh, Kaliana? Yeah. I played with Kaliana once, and I was really... she was really strong. Like, negating 3 damage. Like, you lose the game if you take 4 damage at once. But if you take 3 damage at once, you can survive, and you don't have to heal. Use potions for other things. So, made the game... one game I played, not. If I want to just climb over it, I could use Daring Gamble. Yeah, we'll climb over it, Daring Gamble. Aw. That covers the shield. Also would cover the shield. Assuming that I have enough. I do not. Take a heart of damage and a time loss, or I could not heroism, or no, I could heroism. Heroism? But I think I could just take the damage, because it's like, I've made it this far and I've not taken damage yet. And I could save the healing for later, or... Rogue will take the damage. I'll give this to Paladin. Roll bar on. Stay on the floor. I'm going to go into this door. Fade. Spend time for each skill you use. Okay, potion's already been identified. Rogue is at their item limit, but Paladin could take a third. This guy is definitely not good for staying on the floor. Correct. I can, however, spend 2 time. Well, yeah, I can spend 2 time without taking damage and then leave, or not flee, but descend. Or I could. I'm just gonna do it. No gamble for me, though. And you're certainly gonna try to not use skills. And that is a good roll. And that is a good roll. Hello. Field first. Save the high numbers. Sure. Oh no, that 5 can go there. Then I don't have to worry. I was worried for a second, but... Alright, no consequences. Potion's already been identified, so we're taking them. Great. I'm gonna stay on the floor. Yeah, the 6s are what did it. Oh. Oh, right, because we're on stickies. That's okay. I took the heart of damage so that Paladin can take that. I don't know. I forgot about that sticky surrounding. Both heroes are at their item limit. Paladin is at their skill limit. But hey, look, it's a turn agility into strength die or ability skill word. which rogue could you? Remember when he didn't give cleave to rogue because she didn't have any use for... Well, I guess still not. Enter. That is a lot of agility I have to cover. We do have valor. We do have break. I don't want to do the gamble. I'll give it the pass. Look, 6s. These are like ridiculous rolls. Rolling, what was that? 8 dice and getting 3 6s. Pretty good. No shields here. But we have the strength already taken care of. Certainly the bigger concern is covering the ability, though. Valor. A 6. Over this 5. Also have this deck. Guess this is Pat's purpose is to go there. That there. And then I could do precision. Oh no, that goes there, so I guess this. I do have mixer dice, yes. Plus I have support aura, which rolls both of my agilities, which covers the rest. And by the way, I would have to spend 3 dice on this guy. I'm gonna descend. Alright, so all heroics are decreased by 1 after rolling and checking up. Be careful of poison aura. We have force wall. So actually, yeah, now these heroics. Poison, prevent up to 2 times, used before suffering con. Be careful of poison. What's wrong with poison? I think I would just take this for experience. Or I could replace that man. But now my next goal is to get another heroic die, which I can get by leveling up. This is for experience. Oh, an in-joke. Okay. I was like, what's wrong with the poison skill? Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna blast through. I'm gonna use Valiant. I know this lowers by 1, but I can't use on anyway. Hey, I can't even lower it. Joke's on you. And since I already rolled a 1, this isn't gonna be a 1 either, right? There we go. There's no other skills, so strike a balance between second heroic and upping my HP. HP is just a number. Plus I have potions. Not really happy with that, but I can re-roll 1 of my 1s. It helps a little. Alright though, by 1. Oh well. Have to cover that. Have to cover that. And ouch. Guess I covered. I could spend heroism. Avoid 1 heart and 1. Hydra throws around a lot of hearts. Oh, yeah. I want that heroic die. I will end it. Paladin has extra hearts, so get her to 3. So I'm doing really well, which is why I'm kind of like playing fast and loose. But I guess I might be getting a little cocky. Elemental. Before the encounter, 1 hero loses a heart. But this is a 4 experience 1. Skill is Mana Fountain. Gain a 6. It must be spent as mana on a mana skill. But guess who would like that is Paladin, except all these other skills are... I guess it might be better than... But I'm gonna invisibility this because I don't want to hurt the damage. Take the experience. Now I just need to get another one. Too late. All right, spiked log. Static burst. 4 mana to gain strength 4, agility, then increase 1 of your dice by 1. Requires mana, or 4 mana. Pull off with rogue. But yeah, I just need to get 2. Oh yeah, that would do. Enter. Well, that's 4 dice. No, hold on. 4 dice versus 4 dice. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not really worried now. I'll roll this. Whoop, come on. Because you can't use it on the boss anyway. Gamble's not as good anymore because the dice get lowered by 1. Whatever. Four fewer points I need on that 8. Would have been a 5. But I can re-roll those ones. No other. And we got 2 2s. Well, thank you very much. Do I want to use a potion? I mean, this is 1 heart of damage again, and I can put it on the paladin and use healing. So I'm gonna do that. So then we can give this to rogue and take the 2 experience 1 away. Yay! Now I got 2 heroic dice. Heal. All those lucky 6s I got earlier are now gone. All right, look at this guy. Oh boy, immediately discard all 1s and 3s, which is made especially more annoying because now heroic die are like 50% likely to get discarded. Because a 1 is discarded, a 2 turns into a 1, which is discarded, and 4 turns into a 3. Triple strike is really good. Dare I just fight him straight up, or should I just... I really, really want triple. he's horrible. I'm just gonna visit because I have potions. All right. Fortunately, this means we're done exploring. So, here we go. Hi, Hydra. I'm not gonna use a potion because I'm risky. I mean, I could use it in the middle of the fight anyway. The hardest one, especially if it's if in the Lich's dungeon, or maybe it's. All right, we have 2. I can choose who to give it to. 1 to Paladin. I'll give the other to Paladin because Rogue has Valor. Didn't get as many 6s this time. This is why we can backstab easily. That I have precision, which can increase die. Flame Weave. Why did I not get rid of Flame Weave? Well, Triple Strike is almost, or True Strike's. Help me. Triple Strike, obviously. That one. No, yeah, I'm aware of why Rune is asking that. If someone is at, yeah. But I mean, I can use it in the middle of the fight because Rogue is at 1 HP. Healing in the middle of the fight would do this. Okay. Well, I kind of want to keep that 6. But those 2 towards Crushing Fist. I would like to put the 2 Flame Weave, but that's not cool. I have Cleave. Would Cleave help? I could put... If I put that there, I can increase this to a 5. I guess I could get this 5, increase it to a 6. I don't know, there's many choices here. Let's start with triple. Because better mana, I guess. And that's 6. I guess I'm gonna increase them. Now these 6s are, might as well cover them up. They're definitely gonna. Because, I mean, I guess between this versus the boss one, I should boss one. But net 2 to get a 5. And then if I do Cleave at this, increase that 5 to a 6, but on Crushing Fist, which is definitely better than. I guess I might as well backstab first to see if we get here. Oh, that's exciting. That's dumb. So the agility are now useless, except for maybe precision purposes. I just need to get 16 more. Might be. Already done. All right, well, we're good. All right. Potion. Anna 6. How do you beat this monster? He has 5 HP as indicated by this 5 heart symbol here. If he gets to 5 skull tokens, which in the physical game would just be heart tokens, then he dies. The special rule for this fight: before placing damage, remove 1 damage from Hydra for each covered skull. So I would technically only have to do 2 more damage to him, but if I only do 2, I will have 1 uncovered, still regain 1 HP. So to beat him at this point, I just have to cover these 3 on the left. But do note that if a character dies, they will die before Hydra dies, and then it's Valor because it's at a 4, and X 6. If I do vision with a 2, I could increase 4. Other that covers that. Now, granted, it doesn't cover that at all, but I just want to make sure I get the 6s covered, because at the very least, I could move this die over here. But at least if I use the heroic die, that's covered. Now I just need to get 1 more 6 with Triple Strike would... if I increase. Let's go. So... bit of an over... Healing potions can cover me. In fact, I can already use it, so might as well. Let's not make it any harder than it needs. Well, wait, actually. I need to do it on relevant dice, which are not the thing. Never mind. Okay, let's do something else. Oh, I have this one. I cannot use that one yet. In fact, I'm done. I'm done. There. End round. We did. All right. So I get 8 squares, or if I want 2 circles. I kind of feel like I should use them on squares, because squares are harder to get. Yeah, Crushing Fist would have done it too. Even though, like, I'm not gonna get... I could put all of these into First Aid and then have First Aid, but I kind of want to save these for squares exclusively. So, like, the way that progression works, for those that don't know, you get a certain number of check marks based on your success in the dungeon. I think it's like 1 check mark each time you beat a floor. You get 1 check mark for beating the boss, maybe, or is it 3? I don't remember. But difficulty 1 dungeons only give you the circle. Difficulty 2 dungeons give you a square, which you can use to cover circles. Difficulty 3 dungeons give you a pentagon, which you can use for squares. So Rune and Bishop are both saying they cover the rightmost squares, which I am following as well. But I guess at this point I'm going to throw the rest into recovery, because it's the only other ability that I get through only difficulty 1 or 2. I feel like I like the healing tree. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right word. I like saying the word tree though. I like the healing skill set because it makes you more willing to take damage as consequence and perhaps free up your dice for up. And grit can perhaps be nice for a prolonging boss fight. But the other ones certainly have some ability, like having direct hit for increase helps tremendously. Like the others, so you can get more dice and better. Certainly. And I think these lower three were added for the dungeon one. Yeah, it does give a free heroic against the boss. Only against bosses, though. Keen Eye. Prevent the first damage from stairs each floor. Hello. Okay. Well, that's done. You also get checked. Go and use them here because those are there. Certainly, yeah. True. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with basic and healing. Basic you will always have, but you have to choose between healing, combat, dungeon, awareness, aggression, and savvy. So now once I get these maxed out, I can start each hand with an extra potion. When you use a potion, heal 1 damage. When you descend, heal. It's only a lot of things if you actually want a full box more than the one you use. I'm just gonna full box healing to start with. I will probably go into dungeon. But we'll see. There. Alright, that was an hour and 17. And that was a rather fulfilling game considering that I won for the first time on stream. So I'm gonna go... Not to nuke. Oh, that was not the button I wanted to press. I'm going to quit out. I'll start up Sentinels. And then we can do a Sentinel stream. Go to... but it is now Sentinels of the Multiverse. The video game. Check mark. Alright. So. It is now viewer's choice. Because we already did the first game of the match. Who wants to participate in... The way that my viewer's choice rules have worked is that I make a list of... Oh, Jesus. Sorry. My throat's been really dry. I make a list of participants. I ask them questions in order. So if you want me to pick Medico, Rune 1145, then you should chime in. And when I ask for which hero you want me to play, you can say, I want you to play Medico. If you don't get to choose a hero, maybe another person who's going before you can pipe in and say choose. But I could also just make sure the first hero is in fact Medico. Go and do that. Look, Medico's in. Okay. So first question to Bishop, classic or team? Ooh. The big question. And yes, I forgot to point out earlier in the stream, but help us make Aeon's End a digital tabletop reality. Back us on Kickstarter here. Alright, Bishop says, let's go classic so we might possibly get a second. Alright. So then Sanvar. villain. Dragon, 3, 4, or 5 heroes. Missing number, we already chose hero 1, so choose hero number 2. Vicky, choose hero number 3, and then I'll get the number of heroes selection. 5 heroes. So then Rune, choose hero number 4. Bishop, hero number 5. And then Sanvar, who chose the villain, also gets to choose environment. And yes, you do get to choose one. I know you already picked Medico, but another one. All right, so Sanvar said Infinitor. Oh boy. Oh, there's also a question on it. Very good. Standard, advanced, challenge, or ultimate. I'm not used to asking the difficulty question after the summer/fall of Ultimate. Environment is Wagner Mars base. That's nice. We can hide behind the meteors. Fifth hero is Setback. Benchmark, either variant. Go with base. Dragon says challenge. The challenge Infinitor, reduce damage dealt to manifestation cards by 2. Makes you kind of want to only focus fire on Infinitor. You already said your pick? I'm sorry. Yeah, you did say Idealist. I apologize. Let's see. And then he says, but what was the order? Hero 1 was Medico. Hero 2, missing number, had normal stunt. Hero 3, Licky, that Idealist. And then Hero 4 was Boom, I get a second one. Hero 5 just. Yeah. So, challenge Infinitor versus Void Guard Dr. Medico, Stuntman, Void Guard the Idealist, Setback, and Benchmark in Wagner Mars base. I think there was a heroic Infinitor match on Handelabra live, so now we're having regular Infinitor. The voices cannot hear anything, must silence everything. But it's supposed to be English, right? So the voices can't hear anything, must silence everything. I don't know how English crazy voice is supposed to sound, but whatever. Heads up, heroes! Dr. Medico is on call. Oh, right, and I'm actually on super fast anime from the 7-hour stream we were on. Turn these down and turn on page flips, damage dealing, and animate damage modifiers. Medico before Stuntman so that he could theoretically get almost 2 rounds from regeneration. In fact, regeneration by definition works on every turn. At the end of each turn, Dr. Medico regains 2 HP. Yeah. Alright, so. Infinitor. I don't normally read too much text, but I will again point out the challenge rule. Reduce damage dealt to manifestation cards by 2. So, it will be harder to hit manifestations, but Stuntman loves the irreducible damage. In fact, his base power is 1 irreducible damage, but when the power is used outside of turn, increase that damage by 2. He might be able to deal with manifestation. And better punching does provide irreducible damage, as long as the concept is out to use it. Ansel even has the card, yes. In medias res. Go immediately to the start of Stuntman's next turn, skipping all turns in between. Remove this card from the game. So So, Dr. Medico is starting with doctor's orders, intensive care, regeneration, and second opinion. Stuntman has immediate res, Lemniscade, moving targets, stylish armor. Guard the Idealist has better punching, bright idea, hedgy hogs, and make up. Setback has karmic retribution, looking up, surprising fortune, and whoops sorry. And Benchmark has flyby, load on initialization, overhaul loadout, and reinforced chassis. Opinion, which is nice. Whenever a hero would regain 3 or more HP, they may use a power instead, and we could perhaps try to give Stuntman extra power uses out of turn. Stuntman's moving target with Benchmark makes for a good time. We're having lots of discussion about theoretical card uses, which is certainly a big part of Dolphin's dive, to be sure. But the card I think that we're thinking about, intervening path calculator, whenever the hero with the lowest HP would be dealt damage, you may redirect that damage to Benchmark, which works well with moving target because whenever damage would be dealt by a villain target to Stuntman but is redirected, you may use a power. Get Stuntman the lowest, and then we can redirect all of his damage to lots of things that can. Alright, so we're starting with a Lambent Reaper who targets the lowest. Crushing Cage, which is going to stop someone from playing cards. And I kind of feel like Setback's usually like the accidental target. He does have Looking Up though, but he could add tokens to his unlucky pool without playing the top card of his deck, so I guess it's not. I'm gonna put it on Setback just because. Oops, fell in a cage. Oops, I fell in a cage within the cage. The bottom 3 all have the same. Oops, I fell inside a cage within the cage inside the cage. I guess Setbacks are sacrificial lamb because it's going to be hard to get rid of those crushing cages. But at least they're all out. I don't have to worry about an accidental crushing cage at this point. Each of these crushing cages deal 1 and 1. So Setbacks will be dealt 6 damage before, on his turn, rather. So I'm going to throw this on bench. Behind a Setback who fell in a cage inside a cage within the cage. And Medico is someone who is okay with being dealt damage. And Stuntman will take some damage. Okay. Doctor's orders, deal himself 1 energy. The hero can regain 2 power. Intense here, deal himself 2 energy. Hero's target regains 2, reduce next damage, drops 2 cards. Generation is a little too early for that. Second opinion. Actually, I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put this out there. I want to play second opinion. And I'm going to increase Stuntman's next HP recovery by 2 because he could then second opinion me. Alright. So, let's come to this. It's up to me to play a card. And because I am not fond of the damage that's been flying around this corridor, I think I'm going to put in me stylish armor. Or something, I don't know. Some sort of French accent. Now, I don't really care about anything but Infinitor. I'm gonna hit Infinitor. Alright. I want a concept, and making things up can maybe get me a concept. I get a concept. Yay! I get Monster of Id, which goes into play. I get Bored Now. I don't usually play Bored Now. I keep my concept. I'm going to keep better punching. Did I have Bright Idea in my hand and I didn't get my... I'm going to keep Bright Idea. I'm going to play a Karate Robot. Picking things up, I can play a Fragment. But, oh no, it's a concept for my trash into play, so I wouldn't want to play it necessarily. Or what does it say? Draw a card, put a concept. We do have a supported concept, but I have to get something under it. But I mean, like, currently it doesn't do that much damage. I mean, I will deal myself 2 damage Number of cards under this card +1. So if it doesn't move any card underneath it, Idealist deals herself only 2 damage. Not bad. Idealist deals one target 1 irreducible damage, leaving power if the power deals damage. So we could do 1 and 1 irreducible damage. I think I'm just the right idea. Draw a card. Karate Robot. Down beating. Yeah. Down beating. I'm gonna draw a card. Oh right, I have to play. I may put a card under a concept in play. Yeah, we'll do that. Now it is currently supported by the Karate Robot. So that. Damage! And then damage! And damage! And no damage! And then I'm gonna add a token to my unlucky pool because I'm rather unlucky that I can't even play cards. And I'm so glad I did not accidentally play high risk behavior. Although I guess I have 0 tokens in my, or not 0 tokens. Well, I can't play cards as well. Negative damage in this game is not healing is rude. That would be overhaul loadout would draw cards, wouldn't do any other good. So I'm gonna reinforce chassis and I'm going to draw a card and proceed to deal 0 damage. And I will oxygen. No, I just discarded board now, and I probably should have kept it if I get rid of monster vid. Oh well. Reduce all fire damage by 3. That actually stops the recalcitrant Hellion from dealing damage. I'm gonna card out. Under flips, Machinations of a Madman reveals Ocular Swarm, which means it plays Whisper Oblivion. He deals each target damage. Guess what? He can't hit manifestations because of the -2. Fast forwarding through. Lambent Reaper. That's it? Okay. I could get rid of a Crushing Cage, but I mean, I'm already sacrificing Setback. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the first Lambent Reaper because that is currently targeting Dr. Medico. Afterwards, the Lambent Reaper will still target Dr. Medico. I could also get rid of the Ocular Swarm because he's hard. Yeah. I don't like it. He does it anyway, but then he won't play it next time. What difficulty are we on? We are on. Alright. Oh no! Oxygen leak! Oh no! Dr. Medico! Honestly, I kind of feel like it's a regeneration time. Yeah. It's regeneration time. Increase the next HP by a benchmark. Generation will take care of it. All right, thanks for stopping by, Missing Number. Hope you enjoyed your stay and have a good day. All right, no time to bleed. Whenever Stuntman is dealt damage by a non-hero target, he deals the target 1 projectile damage. If Stuntman is dealt 5 more damage, 1 target its card. When this card is destroyed, draw a card and use a power. That would be exciting, except I can't hit man. Ambuscade. I'm gonna put that out there and then I'll use Immediate Rest and then I'll deal 1 irreducible damage to Infinitor. Spark of Inspiration gives me a fragment card. Yeah. Definitely trying to find the tiara. or trained superego to mitigate the. Preventative care first. Yeah, I could have done that. Oh, look, it's the. Better punching. The. Going. And there's the strange superego. All right, we got both of the things that help with the monster. Damage! 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 But now setback's low. Wrong time. Alright, I could save setback, but I don't have the one that redirects, so. Next damage dealt to that target is irreducible and increased by 2. That on a crushing key. Start of your turn, you may either draw a card or play a software card. That can help me get through my deck. I'm gonna do that one. Get deployment actuation. I like that card. And threat neutral. Oh no, oxygen leak! Doing -2 damage to manifestations! Oh no, oxygen leak! I could now go back to Stuntman's turn. I guess. Like, away from Mac. I mean, I could destroy Lembuscade, use a... Oh no, I can't. Right, never mind. Thinking of action here. Lembuscade, when I destroy his card, deal 5 damage or use a power. My only... The oxygen leaks because Recalcitrant is still... Insanity! Right, I can't actually. That's build a manifestation, so it keeps playing. Reveals a manifestation, so it keeps playing. It reveals Sanity, which reveals Machinations of a Madman, so at least stops insanity. But it gives me Recalcitrant. And then the extra card play is Crazed Artifice, which gives me Ocular Swarm and Recalcitrant. I'm okay with Recalcitrant, but I think I'm still gonna burn that Ocular Swarm because, I mean, I don't want to... Like, if I kept the other Ocular Swarm out, then we'd have 2 Ocular Swarms that are reacting. Alright, damage. Setback's lowest. And then oxygen leak stops this from being anything. Setback. Setback. And setback. How did you fall into a cage within a cage within a cage? Seriously. Okay. I'm still not going to do this. Got to forcibly clinically consult maybe my... Now I could do experimental medicine, but I don't have anything that really works well with it other than one-shots. But I'm supposed to play preventative care, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to prevent the next damage to Idealist. Triage. I could have Setback go back to 10 HP. Yeah, so Setback currently is going to die to Crushing Cage, but then he'll still be able to use an incapped ability, so a hero can use a power, a player may play a card, or discard the top card of it. Even though, like, we got rid of Setback really quickly, Crushing Cage is now a non-entity in this match, so... So now what? Here... Let's... Like, I really want to get the auto healy effects. Like, my favorite one is healing, not healing. No, my favorite one is Universal Donor, especially when comboed with Experimental Medicine. He deals himself damage. A hero other than Dr. Medico regains 2 HP. And then he regains 2 HP. Health. Filling. Won my one deck dungeon match. It was fun. So yeah, intensive care gets me the most cards for sure. It also put out prescriptions. I don't know. Yeah, I think of the ones that aren't experimental medicine, there's probably less. Boost the next damage dealt to that target by already have an effect on it. Prevent the next damage. Do the Idealist. Does that man have any other powers now? He does not. Give this to Benchmark. Benchmark wanted to do power. Flare up and mutation. Your eyes might explode at the graphics of 480p. I don't want to Kukakut. I don't want a moving target. I guess I'll put out No Time to Bleed, but it's not really going to do much. I might hit in. Even though it's irreducible damage, I kind of don't really worry about manifestations. At the end of your turn, either move a card from under a concept in play to under another concept in play, or destroy one concept in play with no cards under it, then you may draw a card or use power. Or, at the start of your turn, you may either draw a card or put a card from your hand under a concept in play. I think I want to start with Strange Super Ego, because now I can make sure Monster of Id maintains cards under it. And Karate Robot, I can deal 3 and... Might as well do that, because... With, Oh, right, never mind, it's 4 and 4. I want to like, use this every turn. That damage... Oh, right, because that acted... Focusing Tiara would have actually stopped that from happening. But I also used the card that stopped me from being dealt damage, so it's okay! Everything worked out! Yeah! Alright. Draw a card, use a power. I'm gonna... Well, I have a card to play. Well, base power is, like, better. I'm gonna use base power. Or I could use straight Super Ego. Play a Fragment. My Fragment is better punching. Which could do irreducible damage. No, I can't use Karate Robots. But no, I don't want it. Yeah, I'll draw a card. Giant Floaty Head! I want to keep those. Setback! No! Setback! And they still deal themselves damage because they're weird. Alright. Here I'm use a power. Player may play a card, discard the top card of every deck. I think we want to do either power or... Stuntman could do 3 irreducible damage. Idealist could do 6 damage. Get the focusing tiara out. Out of turn. Benchmark. Deployment actuation. Like a setup benchmark. Another hard. Have a card that can get Legion Core Processor. Really nice. Move a card from your trash to your hand, but also bear in mind that the Legion Core Processor, I may move a software from my trash into my hand or use a power, which I don't have powers. But... Or wait, what? I thought it was play it, so I... Literally the same effect. Might as well move one of the... I'll take... Stunt and... Now I have 2 hardware, so I could play a software. But then I'll play other than flyby. So I'm gonna draw deployment actually. Low. That's I'm gonna move a software from my trash. Shunt energy for punching in here. True. Yeah, true. I like where you're going with this. Because I don't deal myself any damage. Get multi-point HUD. Oh no! 0 damage! Fast forward through this. Koot would actually increase this to 1, but then I guess reinforced armor would not do anything. Or would reduce it back down. Zeros! Then fire in a biosphere, which by the way deals 4 damage because of oxygen leak. Deal 5 damage. Power, I don't want those things. No. At the start of the environment turn, at the end of the environment turn, 1 player may discard. Oh, right. No. And then at the start of the environment turn, 1 player may discard 2 cards to destroy this card. This card's not doing anything. In fact, I really like Wagner Mars base right now because it's making Recalcitrant do nothing, and it's making Fire in a Biosphere do nothing. So, there you go. No, because I'm being dealt 0 damage. I mean, there are reasons to destroy an ongoing card that maybe has extra effects, like Stuntman. But Ocular Swarm is the only card played this time. If I destroy Ocular Swarm, then Ocular Swarm will deal each target 1 energy damage. Alright, then damage, and damage. In fact, I think Dr. Medico might be dead. We have 2 more Lambent Reapers. That's actually tragic because I didn't get to use the power ability. Okay. I didn't get to use the thing where if you would regain 3 HP, you may use a power. That's okay. Because we still have benchmark. Alright. 1 player may draw a card when target regains 2 HP, up to hero targets regain 1 HP. Let's do this one because everyone, I think, has a healing. Stuntman does. Idealist doesn't. Benchmark doesn't. Okay, never mind. Well. Where does this start? This is not the time to in medias res. Moving target. Destroy itself. Power. Flunky Vool. Focusing Tiara. And then maybe we can like stay alive or something. In fact, if I use better punching, I can get rid of a Lambent Reaper. I'm not really excited by that, but I mean, the Lambent Reapers are gonna keep taking out heroes, and he's gonna shuffle his trash into his deck, which means he's gonna keep playing Ocular Swarms each round. So I'm not gonna be able to keep ahead of the manifestations right now. But I mean, the other option is just focus fire on Infinitor. I'm not really happy with any of these options, but I mean, I think it's a damage race, so I kind of am forced to use something. I could, or no, I can't use Karate Robot twice in a turn. Play that now. Power first to get more. I could do that, or I could do better punching. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play better punching, and then I'm gonna use my base power to draw a card and put a fragment from hand under a thing. Here. Do that under Karate Robot. Now I'll move a card from my trash underneath Karate Robot. I'll move this under Karate Robot. If I use the power, I can move a card from my trash underneath Karate Robot. A card, and then move a card from Karate Robot forcibly out of Karate Robot. And now we'll move a card from Monster of Id underneath Karate Robot. Then I will use Karate Robot. There we go. It only took like 17 decisions. Hit Infinitor. Now I'll move a card from my trash underneath Karate Robot. So if you like Karate Robot, let's do it again. But this time, I'm gonna play better punching to hit Infinitor. And I will use Karate Robot. Hey, John. Glad to see you. If we can keep Idealist alive, she might be able to win the game on the next round, but that is a tall order. Below Karate Robot, and then move a card from your trash underneath Karate Robot. All right, we have 2 hardware and 2 software. I could play a software to destroy load on initialization. I mean, considering that, actually, yeah, I'm gonna play multi-point HUD, and I will destroy load on initialization. The text on the card says draw a card and destroy 2 software cards, but if I destroy the card that has that text, then nothing else happens. Can Benchmark Litter use Karate Robot like with Ally Matrix? He does have Ally Matrix. Yeah. I will use a power. Damage dealt by Ben. I don't think, like, it's only gonna, I can, that would do 10 damage. That's gonna put him down to 11. I think it's gonna be enough still, so I'm kind of tempted to just... Damage dealt by me is increased by 1 right now, so I'm gonna fly by. Hit something. Oh my gosh. What? I damaged the manifestation We have damaged manifestation. That one? I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna play a card. I'm going to assume I'm not gonna last long. So, I have 1 power usage, and that could be shunt energy to deal 5 damage, whereas karate would do. I could put out deployment actuate, get a random hardware. I'm gonna get a random hardware. Get onboard cooling system. Fortunately, not trigger right now. Tragic. Oh no, I do have another power. Well, that's not gonna help either. I have 2 powers, but I can't utilize the move put a software into play asset. Zero damage. And 0 damage. And I kind of don't care about this card. Meteor Storm. Okay. Well, there's the breath of fresh air I needed. Means I don't really care because Infinitor cannot regain HP, right? In fact, I could just I could stay in the Meteor Storm and get set up, or I could just destroy the Meteor Storm on Medico's turn. Actually, can he regain HP? Does he have HP recovery? No, he doesn't. No, Whispers of Oblivion, but if a target is destroyed this way, which is not, that doesn't even heal. No. I'm holding tab. I'm generally not a tab person, but I'm holding tab because none of this matters. I can use a power because damage got prevented, but I also can't deal damage, so what? Meteor Storm literally saved the day. Okay, give the rest of my turn because I can win the game. I will first in medias res. All right, now it's Stuntman's start of turn. All right, great, fantastic. Oh boy, I'm so glad I did that. Should I rewind to Stuntman's start of turn, or should I rewind to Stuntman's start of turn? No. Coot is the only thing that does something. Card from hand under a concept in play. Yeah. Giant floaty head. And strange super ego can play a fragment. I can use a power at the end of my turn, so I'm gonna do vivid thoughts first. Put all revealed concepts and fragments in. Alright, so I'll put out flying stabby knives. And then I'll put out flying stabby knives. And then I'll do better punching. I will use a power. I will use flying stabby knives. Because I don't want to use my karate robot yet. But this is irreducible damage. What it's worth. I'll put this under karate robot. Put this under karate robot. And I will play a fragment. I'll put karate robot. And I will put this under karate robot. A card. We'll forcibly move a card from karate robot. And I will move a card from Monster of It to Karate Robot. I cannot say Karate Robot and not... actually, I take that back. I cannot say any of Idealist cards without being super over enthusiastic about it. Karate Robot! Alright, wins the game. And again, Meteor Storm, I think, is what saved the day. Because without that, we would have had Damage Reaper, Oculus Farm, and one-shot damage to deal with. But hey, we have Damaged-Infinitor. Alright. Challenge-Infinitor has been defeated despite having 2 heroes incapacitated. Sound. My favorite bar none is Giant Floaty Head. It's like, that is kind of how I would describe something. Like, I'm not very good with accurate descriptions. I'm not very good with like scientific definitions. I'm very good with those like weird flavorful words. Giant Floaty Head, flying stabby knives. Rowdy Robot. Oh, I took out your 2 heroes. Oops, I did not do that intentionally. So I will admit though that when I get a crushing cage on the first turn, I sometimes put it on a hero that I intend on sacrificing, because especially with base Infinitor, actually you only get crushing cage with base Infinitor anyway, but on his front side he has a -1 to manifestations. So when you put a crushing cage on, when you get a crushing cage at the start of the game or on turn 1, like, you're not going to have that hero play a card on round 1 almost guaranteed, because you will not be able to deal enough damage to the crushing cage. And furthermore, how does crushing cage work? Does it go on the hero with the most cards in hand? Most cards in hand. So that player cannot play cards, but if another crushing cage comes out later, it tends to go on the player that cannot play cards, because they tend to keep building up a hand of cards. So like crushing cage, if it comes out super early, I kind of figure I'm going to sacrifice that hero, because any measure I take to save that hero will basically be lost time, because Infinitor matches damage races. And that's because a lot of Infinitor's cards deal damage. A lot of the manifestations deal a lot of damage. On his flip side, deals a lot of damage. Even though this is the side that you can do more damage to him, he also deals more damage to you. So like, it's kind of a waste of time trying to save that hero. So I would probably just sacrifice that hero. And why did I choose Setback to be the sacrificial lamb? It wasn't strategic. It was just that Setback seems like the kind of person that would fall into a cage haphazardly. Umber says if it wasn't a challenge, you would put it on last hero in turn order so that you might... Yeah, that is a possible way to mitigate the crushing cage. But again, yeah, because it was challenge, you're not going to be able to get rid of it, really. Sacrificial. I like Setback. I love Setback. I greatly love Setback. But I just picked him because he's the... will I be doing a second run? I will not. It is 9:04. I did have a good game of One Deck Dungeon. I had a great game of Sentinels Multiverse. So I think this is a successful stream. I'm going to call it quits here. But in any case, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoyed this stream. Hope you enjoyed either the One Deck Dungeon or the Sentinels Multiverse part of it. It's nice to actually have 2 games at once playing in a single stream. Nice to be able to show off more than one for a game. I will perhaps continue that trend with Aeon's End, but I want to actually dabble into that on my own first. If I haven't starter first, but if Migrant needs 7 more hours. If you like Handelabra products, like me, Handelabra is a great company that works really well for the size person. but it's an impressive company. You should check out their products. They have Sentinels of the Multiverse, have Bottom of the Night, have One Deck Dungeon, and they have Aeon's End, which is currently in Kickstarter. There was a link posted earlier. In fact, it is right here. I will copy this link. I will check out the Kickstarter for Aeon's End. It is ending. The Aeon's ending on Tuesday, I believe. And technically, it's not funded yet. So if you really, is that actually showing? It is at $28,503 out of $30,000 with 4 days to go. Frankly, it is likely to hit that goal, but nonetheless, it's not necessarily the goal itself that's important, because, I mean, it is important. But the issue of stretch goals, which are always exciting, and you want to have those so you get more bang for your buck. 32,000 gives you an extra player card and an extra nemesis card. 34,000 gives you another extra player card, extra nemesis card. 39,000, Zay from One Deck Dungeon joins Aeon's End. That is the mage. And Mist from Aeon's End joins One Deck Dungeon, so you get an extra One Deck Dungeon hero to play with. And then at 53,000 is the first expansion guaranteed. I love stretch goals. I want to hit stretch goals. So please, if you are thinking about backing this, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet because you're waiting for some surprise, I don't know what surprise you're waiting for. Stretch goals are enough of a surprise as they are. So do that. Back it now. Back it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. And blah, 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 blah. I'm excited for the game. I got it physically. I've not played it yet. I want to play it. It sounds exciting. I haven't paid attention to how they're doing it here, but I want to play it. I want to learn it. It seems exciting. And I want this to be a digital reality, so please. But anyway, there's that cell. I'm not the best at cell. The other streams on this channel are On Deck every Monday at 7 with Pirate Savvy and Dover. Handelabra Live every Tuesday with Jeremy half the time and John. I say half the time because he admitted this week that he's going to reduce time to twice a month. The first and third of the month, I believe he said. Maybe second and fourth, I don't remember. But it's because he wants to spend his time with family, and who can blame them? Every Thursday at 7 p.m. is Dolphin's Dive with yours truly, where we'll be tackling probably in the future, for the near future at least, One Deck Dungeon match followed by a Sentinels match. At least for the next few streams, because I do like One Deck Dungeon and I want to play it more. I like engaging everyone with various games. And then Sunday at 7 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another letdown. Excuse me. Tales from the Archive with another letdown. Not this Sunday though, because he will be at PAX Unplugged, along with Handelabra, along with Greater Than Games, and perhaps other entities that are important. I frankly don't know the PAX Unplugged, both of these things, because I've been really busy, but he's going to be out for this week. And who can blame him, considering that he worked 7 hours on a special stream? Someone else happens to also be a Dolphin. So if you can't get enough of your Tales of the Archive, be sure to check out that 7-hour special stream. Especially if you love omnoms and cannons and links. I don't know. I'm done for tonight. Thank you for watching. If you want to follow me, I have a Twitch channel at LewDolphin, twitch.tv/LewDolphin. And I've been doing weekly Civilization 5 streams on weekends. I used to stream more often, but school has kept me busy. Not because I've been schooled, because I teach. It's actually a lot of work on the other end, believe it or not. So I've been busy with that, but I do have my own personal stream. And at least for the winter break, which is coming up, I will intend on streaming. And my Twitter is LewDolphin21, and I'm on Discord. You could various avenues. Sentinels the Multiverse is available. Sentinels.com. It is on Steam devices. One Deck Dungeon is available on Steam, iOS, and devices. I know it's on that at least. Check it out. Check out all these games. They're fun games. That's why I play them. That's why I'm on this channel. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching again. Overemphasize that. Without you, there would not. I'm done. Listen to more crazy music like